What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer, and I'm back with Tiny Epic Quest. This is a game, as I said before, by Gamely Games, created by Scott Alms. Awesome game. Love the Tiny Epic series. And what I'm going to be playing for you is I'm going to be doing the solo variant. It is a little bit different, just a few nuances. But we're going to give the solo variant a go and see what we can do with it. I've already got the board set up. We have the magic track over here. We have our round counter over here. Playing as the red player. We've already seeded the board, and the quests are up here up top. Let's see, maybe I should move these. Can you see these if I put these down here? I'm afraid you won't really be able to see them if I put them down here. Well, you might be able to. Let's see. Yeah, you can. Yeah, we might can make this work. Hold on. Maybe this will help a little bit. I know you for sure can't see them up there, but maybe that'll help you see them down here. Actually. Yeah. Okay. So let's try that. So I am playing as the red player. Up here is my starting castle. Magic track's over here, and I've also set up the quest. So let's take a quick look at the quests. First quest is complete the forest temple, and this will, if I complete it, give me the fairy item, which allows me to move equipped hero up to 3 map cards to a grotto, count map cards orthogonally. Basically, instead of doing a normal move, which would just be whatever I pick, I could instead choose to move that particular meeple. The other one is complete the fire temple. I get the lantern. The equipped hero only needs to spend 1 power to advance 1 torch or scroll instead of spending 2 powers. That makes it easier to get through the temples, which is awesome. And then the movement quest is have 2 heroes in another player's castle. Move any one of your heroes to any map card of your choice if I complete that. So those are the 3 quests. So as I talked a little bit about it earlier, I have shuffled the movement cards that are underneath this adventure card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the 2 bottom ones and pick one. And we're going to do that until I've picked 4. And that'll be the end of the day phase. And then we will go to the night phase. And I have not done this. I'm going to put my power at 3, max at 3, which is where it starts until I start getting spell levels or goblins. My life at 6. So what I want to do is I will probably do 1 episode with the day phase, 1 episode with the night phase, just to make them smaller chunks, make them a little bit more digestible for you guys, and make it a little bit easier for me to do some editing. And I think I'm gonna not do them all on the same day. That way, if there's anything that I missed, you guys have a day to look at it and give me any feedback. And if I messed up, then I can fix it for the next episode. So that's what we're going to do. So enough talking about it. Let's actually do it. So I'm going to pull the first 2 cards off the bottom. And they are by horse and by foot. So, don't want to go by horse or by foot. A foot's only going to get me 1 direction. Although, I'm looking at the map card, the fire temple, which is a requirement for me to complete the first part of my sword, is directly below me. And it is also a requirement for this lantern. So, think I'm going to move one to the Fire Temple entrance by using the foot card. So I'm going to flip that over. This shows that it's been used. Just going to set it down here for now. Then I'm going to pull the bottom card, which is by ship. And I think because I think this fairy token is down here. That is the forest temple. I don't know if I want to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. We're going to go by horse. The only reason I don't want to do this is one of the differences with the solo variant is at the end of the round, after the day phase and the night phase, this far right hand quest is going to go away, period, regardless of whether I've completed one or not. So if I don't get that one done in one turn, which I'm not confident I can do, then I would be kind of wasting that meeple's movement when I could be having it do something else. But I can do the horse for now. Maybe get him to the green castle and then hope that I pull. Yeah, I think I can complete this card. Oh wait, you know what? I'm not sure I can. Yes, I can complete that card. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the horse. We're going to move one over here. Okay. Then we're going to pull our second card, which is going to be by raft. And I'm going to use the ship card. Exhaust it. I'm going to move this meeple here also to this player's castle, green player's castle, and that completes have two heroes in another player's castle right there. So that's complete. So I get to keep that. I'm going to set that over here. Normally you put it under the mat. I'm just going to put it underneath my adventure card here, and we replace the card with another one. Study with foreign wizards. To complete this quest, have your heroes on 3 map cards that create this formation. None may be in your castle. And this formation is basically a V. Okay. The important thing to note about that is that formation is you can't rotate it. So in other words, I couldn't have, say, one here, one here, one here. It literally has to be boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that's just something to think about. So I'm going to pull the next card, and I've got Griffin and Raft left. I think I'm gonna do by raft, and I'm gonna do by raft to start to set me up potentially, if I don't complete this fire temple, to complete this study with foreign wizards map quest. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to flip raft over. I'm going to move this meeple down 1. And actually, in doing that, I'm going to move him to this goblin. So maybe we can defeat a goblin tonight and during the night phase, hopefully. And that is all of the movement. And I've completed that quest. I did that. So now I have done all the movement actions. Okay. So next is the night phase. Probably the shortest video I've ever done. So join me in the next episode for the night phase. I may upload the first. Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the first day completely. That way you've got a full cycle, and then I'll break the other ones up. All right, cool. So night phase. So this is where we adventure. So what happens now is I take the adventuring dice, all right, and I'm gonna roll all 5 dice. Now there are some differences, like for instance, at night in the solo variant, for damage, the first damage that I roll, the first goblin damage that I roll, I don't count. Second, and I only count as 1. Oh goodness, I about sneezed. And pretty much everything else stays the same. I mean, the track's a little bit different, and I'll tell you what happens once I start moving up the track. So let's start. Oh my. So there is an order of operations. Okay. And that order of operations is, first we do damage from the goblins, then we do power, then we do the mushroom track, the magic track, and then scrolls, torches, and goblin attacks. We can do them in any order we want. So we have, well, let me just show you what rolled. So here's our roll. 1 goblin, 3 mushrooms, which is ridiculous, and 1, let's see if I can do these like this, and 1 goblin attack. So first damage we ignore. 3 mushrooms. That means that our mushroom magic track moves up over here. So that's going to go 1, 2, 3. That is right before we go into the next level, where we're going to start taking damage from these guys. So that takes care of those. And then we have 1 fisticuffs. So over here where the goblin. Now, note that this is not 1 per meeple. This is just 1. So if I had 2 meeples on 2 different goblins, both goblins would not take 1 damage. I would have to assign the damage individually to each goblin. So this 1 damage I'm going to put on this goblin here. Alright, and so that's the end of my rolls. Now, I have a decision to make, and this has to happen before you roll the dice. I have to decide whether I'm going to continue to adventure and roll the dice, or rest, and then our heroes on portals, obelisk, or on the last space of the temple track, go back to the castle, and I would get 1 life or 1 power for each one of those that did that. If they're anywhere other than a portal, an obelisk, or a temple, they stay. So if they're on a grotto, they stay, basically. So, or if they're on another player's castle, they would technically stay. But we're not going to do that. We're going to roll that beautiful bean footage again. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we get 1 power, 2 more mushrooms. Good Lord, I should have learned spells. And then a goblin attack and a scroll. 1 power. 1 power does me no good because I'm at max. 2 magic takes me into the level 1. So now the first goblin attack will damage me. I'll ignore the second, and the third on will do a damage to me. I do not get the first power that I roll, only the second on that is rolled at this level. We're now level 1. Unfortunately, I do not own an obelisk to have learned a spell, so that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we have a damage for a goblin, so we'll apply that. Then we have a scroll, which over here in the fire temple, I can do that. So that's good. That's that roll. Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's no reason to stop. I really would like to complete either destroy the goblin or complete the temple. And okay, so we have a goblin. So now, will I actually focus when I got like that now? So we have a goblin. We have 2 scrolls and a torch and a fisticuffs is what I'm going to call them. So the goblin, because of the spell track and where it's at, we do have to take that damage. I'll just go ahead and take that damage. So that comes out. Then we have fisticuffs. So we're going to do 1 more damage to that goblin. Just need 2 more to kill him. Torches do nothing to us. We don't have anybody on torches. And then the 2 scrolls. So the first scroll I'm going to use, it's going to let me go down to here. Now, what I can do with my power is, during the night phase, I can spend 2 power, and I can spend it as long as I have power to either advance, basically generate an additional scroll or torch symbol, okay? Or I could use 2 power to block a damage. In this case, I'm going to use 2 of my 3 power to generate another scroll, so that I use that generated scroll and the final die that I have to move my Fire Temple hero up. So I'm now in the Fire Temple. Alright. And I'm going to continue to press my luck and hope for no whammies. Oh my goodness. That is not no whammies. Okay. Whew. Alright, so not a good roll at all for us. 3 damage. So 3 damage will happen first, then 1 power, then a torch. Okay, 3 damage. Because of my level on the magic track over here, I have to take the first damage. And I do not have enough power to block it, so I have to take it. So that takes me to 4. The second one, I ignore. Double checking here. Yeah. Second one, I ignore. Third one, I also have to take that. So now I'm at 3. Then power. Well, unfortunately, at level 1, the first power that I get, don't get to take it. And the torch does me absolutely no good. So that was a really bad roll. But I'm really close to I'm really close to doing both things that I want to do. I'm going to try it one time. This may be a mistake, but being this close, I think I really just feel like I've got to do it. Okay. Alright, so we have 3 more mushrooms that we have to do first. Then we've got a torch and a goblin attack. 3 mushrooms. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay. So at this level, Power means nothing. Every goblin attack, so that will give us nothing. Each one of the attack icons will be 1 damage apiece. And then we have the torch, which does us no good right now. And we have the goblin attack, which we will apply here. Man, God, this is bad. This is the pressure luck element. So if I roll one more time, I only have 3 life, and I can't block anything because I don't have enough power to block anything. And on this magic track, if I go up one more, then that's going to be at the top, and any mushroom at that point becomes a damage. Any goblin becomes 2 damage, and I don't get any power. So it's super risky. But I mean, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? Alright, let's risk it for the biscuit. I'm probably going to regret this. Oh, jeez. Okay. So damage happens first. That's 2 damage. And that is literally 2 damage because of where I'm at on the track. That takes me to 1. Then we have, I should lay these out, 1 power, 1 mushroom, 1 scroll. The power, I cannot get anything for it because we're out on this magic track. The magic track goes to level 3. So now each one of these gives me 2 damage. Each one of the mushrooms do 1 damage, and I get no power. And then I have the scroll. Now, unfortunately, I do not have any way to generate another scroll. If I could generate 1 more scroll, I could complete the fire temple. But it's not going to happen. And at this point, I mean, if I roll, I'm pretty much guaranteed to be doomed, and then everybody's got to come back. So I guess I'm gonna rest. So would flip the card to the rest side. All heroes on portals. 1 here. On obelisk and on the last space of a temple track, we don't have any. Go back to your castle. So this means we'll go back to my castle, and then I have to decide if I know life. I'm gonna say life because that's super close. Alright, so that is the end of the night phase. And like I said, the night phase options are a little bit different. Okay. So when we finish the night phase, like I said before, this fairy card, or the far right card, quest card, is always discarded, so we're going to discard it and put it over here in a discard, right there in a discard. I'm just looking through to make sure I do this right. And we would normally flip over all of the passive goblins, passive goblins to their aggressive side. But in this case, that is not what we do. We only have to flip 3. We'll turn aggressive. And we can choose which 3 turn aggressive. So we can kind of use this to our advantage to so we're not having to spend a bunch of power to move around. I'm going to say generally anything on the edge. we'll flip, because that will impact us, I think, the least, I think. So we'll flip that one, and that's one. We'll flip the one down here. That's two. Now we need to flip one more. We'll flip, I think we'll flip this guy. That's three. That's all three flipped. Our magic marker goes back down to its starting space. We did not learn any spells. Like I said, we get rid of that quest and we move there we go. We move it and we replace it. And this quest is a map quest. It says defend the inland region. Have all three of your heroes on separate map cards not connected to the coast. So, this is not connected to the coast, but unfortunately those two are. So maybe we can maneuver them around. So then I'm going to take all of the cards here, movement cards, grab the one that I did not use, which was the Griffin. I'm going to give it a shuffle, 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 shuffle. Well, I guess I should do it this way, maybe. I'm not looking. And shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I'm going to cover it. Grab this card, slide, oh gosh, slide it, oop, almost saw it, I looked away. Slide it on top, flip this back to adventure. Round marker will then move to round 2. And that is one full solo round of Tiny Epic Quest. Pretty quick game, really. Once there's not, it's not, I don't feel like it is difficult. I think it's a really simple game to learn, but I feel like there's a lot of tactical decisions. It's got depth. All right, simple to learn, but it does have depth. I would say for people, I would say a decent gateway game. You got some dice rolling, you got some cards going on, you got you got several things going on. Nothing that's too difficult, but you do have a lot of stuff going on. So I think it'd be a good intro game. And as with all of the Tiny Epic games, there is a ton of game in a very small box. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. If I missed anything, let me know rules-wise. Remember, this is the solo variant, so it will be somewhat different than normal 2 to 4 player rules. If there's maybe tactically, maybe I could have made a better move at some point, then definitely let me know. I want you guys' feedback. But other than that, this was the full first day, first round. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for being part of the community. This is the Board Game Roamer, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.